So it's been around 9 months since the Premier League started, and obviously now it's finished. But at that time, I made a prediction video. I went on to predict what I thought the table would look like at the end of the season. Obviously, the end of the season is right now, and in this video, I'm basically going to react to my prediction video. Let's see how many I got right. But before we go any further in this video, if you do like this video and you want to see more videos like this, where maybe I react to old type of videos, or maybe just more FIFA videos, hit the like button. To show me that you do support these videos. Also, if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well so you don't miss a video. Also, hit the bell right next to the subscribe button. It will notify you every time I upload a video. But without further ado, let's jump straight into this video where I'm going to be reacting to my prediction video that I made at the beginning of the season. And let's start off with the bottom three. So we are gonna start off with the bottom three, and I have the 20th position. I have Hull City. Now the reason why I went for Hull is because at the moment, one, they don't have a manager, and two, they've lost quite a few players and they haven't strengthened at all. I don't think they've brought any players in, and if they have, they've not been very, very good players. So that's why I put Hull City at the 20th. I think they're going to struggle a lot. And then we have Watford. They lost their manager as well at the end of the season. They did bring in someone, which is good. But to be honest, I haven't seen them strengthen. And they did decent, half decent last season. But I don't think they've brought in anyone good. So that's why I think they'll become 19th. And then we have 18th, Sunderland. I just don't know what is going on. They lost Sam Allardyce to England, and they've just not brought anyone in good for a big team, because Sunderland is pretty good. They haven't brought anyone in that is Premier League quality. They brought in a couple of players from Manchester United, but other than that, they haven't brought anyone in, and the team last year wasn't that good as well. Sam Allardyce did do a good job, but the team is nowhere near where they should be. That's why I think Sunderland will be 18th. So there you have it. The bottom three that I went with was obviously 20th Hull, 19th Watford, and Sunderland at 18th. Now, looking at the screen right about now, obviously I went with Hull for bottom. They actually finished 18th, so they did get relegated. I was kind of right between that. Watford finished 17th, so they just scraped relegation. They didn't get relegated. And obviously Sunderland finishing 18th. They actually finished bottom of the league, which is obviously 20th. So I was in the mix of things. I was kind of close. Obviously, I got Hull and Sunderland right. Watford wasn't in there, but they were still 17th. They were still so close of being relegated. In terms of what I said about Hull, at the time they didn't have a manager. At the time they didn't bring in that many players, but they did get Marco Silva in the club, and he did very, very well. I thought that they would maybe survive, but just at the end they didn't. They did bring in a couple good players, but it was a bit too late, to be honest. I'm going to be honest. Watford did alright halfway through the season, and the second part of the season they kind of drifted off. I don't know what happened. Sunderland halfway through was, I mean, the whole way through, sorry, they were just so bad. And in the first video, in my prediction video, I said they're a decent team. They're a big club. They're not a big club. They're not a decent team. Now let's take a look at what I said the 17th through 11th will finish. Let's take a look at that. Now we're going to take a look at the 17th position to the 11th position, and we're going to start off with Middlesbrough at that 17th position, newly promoted to the Premier League, and they have a decent team. I'm not gonna lie, they did very, very well in the Championship last year, and they do have a decent team, and they have brought quite a few players in. They've got Victor Valdez in goal, they've got Negredo up front, a couple of other players as well. I think they'll do pretty well, but the Premier League has just got really, really tough, and I can't see them doing a lot. Maybe 17th, 16th. I think that's where they'll be, but I'll put them at 17th. That's where I think I'll be. And then we have 16th position. We have Swansea City. That's pretty low, to be honest, if I'm being honest. But I think that's where they will be. They've lost their main man, their captain, Ashley Williams. He's gone to Everton. And Swansea have brought in a couple good players, paying quite a few millions for these players that they brought in. But I don't think they'll perform well. I don't think they have a good enough team to compete in the Premier League. I don't think they'll be relegated. But I think 16th, maybe 15th will be very, very good. And then we're going to go over to the 15th position. We have West Brom. Typical West Brom. They play such boring football, and I can't really see them doing a lot. 15th is decent, maybe. I don't know. And then we move over to 14th position. We have Bournemouth. I think they have a pretty decent team, I'm going to be honest. And they have brought in a couple of good players as well. So I think that's where they will be. Very, very nice team. I do like a couple of their players that they have there. They have Afobe, who was bought from Arsenal. They have Gradle and a couple others that I can't think at the top of my head. But they have a very, very nice team. And then we move over to newly promoted team Burnley. Now, Burnley was a mix-up between maybe Bournemouth and Swansea. I wasn't too sure where to put Burnley. Very, very tough. They do have a good team, and they do have Gray up front, which he's a scoring machine. And I don't know how he will perform in the Premier League, but I think he will do pretty well. That's why I put Burnley in the 13th position, but maybe Bournemouth maybe above them, or Swansea. I'm not sure, but 13th is decent. And then we move over to Crystal Palace. 12th. I think they'll finish 12th. I think they have a decent team. They've brought in a couple good players like Townsend from Newcastle and a couple more. Once again, I can't think of the top of my head, but I think Tompkins they brought in and Mandanda. Very, very nice players that they have brought in. So a new goalkeeper, new attacking player, and a new centre-back. Very, very nice. 12th, I think is decent. And then we move over to 11th, Southampton. Now, Southampton, I wasn't too sure. They still have a decent team from a couple years back, but they have lost so many players in the last couple years. 11th or 12th, I think that's where they will finish. I put them at 11th, so hopefully I'm right. So at the 17th position, I put Middlesbrough. Now, they actually finished 19th, second from bottom. So that was obviously a -2 difference to my prediction. They finished 19th. When I said they would finish 17th, I thought they would definitely stay up. I don't know what happened to them. They've got a couple good players. They brought in a few good players. Victor Valdez, obviously Negredo as well. They couldn't stay up. I don't know what happened. They finished 17th. Swansea, I was so close. I said obviously Swansea finished in 16th. They actually finished 15th. They had an alright season. They obviously bought Llorente. He did very, very well for them. Yeah. New manager as well. And yeah, I said obviously 15th. They finished 16th. I was so close. 15th, I said West Brom. They finished 10th. They finished 10th after me saying 15th. So that was decent. Obviously 5 places above what I said. Bournemouth had a very, very good season. I thought they would finish in the 14th position. They finished on the 9th position. Obviously, another 5 difference from my prediction. Burnley, I was kind of close. Obviously, there was a lot of points between these positions, but I was close. I said they would finish 13th. They actually finished 16th, which it's all right. They had a half-decent season. Most of their players performed well, like Gray, like Heaton. A couple other players as well performed well. But other than that, yeah, very, very nice season for Burnley. They should be proud of themselves. Crystal Palace, in my opinion, had a very, very poor season. Obviously, Sam Allardyce came in and helped them out a lot. I predicted them to finish 12th. They finished 14th, which wasn't that bad compared to how their season started. And then I went with 11th Southampton because I said in the prediction video that they've lost so many players throughout the seasons, and I feel like they're not getting any better. They're not bringing any new top quality players in, and they're losing their best players. I said they'll finish 11th. They actually finished 8th, which is actually pretty decent for them. Just amazing. Now, guys, let's take a look at 10th through 5. Let's go. And then we move over to 10th, Everton. I think Everton this season will have a half-decent season. Last season, they was just terrible. I don't know what happened. And I think Everton will perform very, very well this season. 10th, mid-table is pretty decent. They're still going to keep Lukaku and a couple other players that they have. So I think they'll do well. And then we have 9th, Stoke City. I think they have got so many good players. Shaqiri is one. They have a couple other players that, once again, I can't think of the top of my head. But they have a very, very nice team, and they are only improving. So I think 9th will be very, very nice for them. And then we move over to 8th. I think that 8th will be West Ham, and maybe 8th or 7th will be West Ham. It's kind of competing with Leicester City. I don't think Leicester City will get anywhere near the top 4. That's why I put them at 7th. But we're going over West Ham. I think they'll get 8th. They've got a solid team, solid manager. They just moved. They just moved stadium as well, so that might make them play a bit worse. Maybe, I don't know. But I've put them at 8th. And then we have Leicester City as well. I think they will finish 11th. I think they still have a decent team. They haven't improved much. They've got a new goalkeeper. They got Musa as well. He's a pretty decent player, and I think they'll perform well. I don't think they'll get top 4. I think 7th is pretty decent for Leicester City. Obviously, last season they were just amazing. They've lost Kante, which he was a big star for them last season. Mahrez might be leaving, not sure, but Vardy's staying, which is good to hear for Leicester. And then we move over to the 6th position, I should say. And then we have Liverpool. I think they have good players, and Jurgen Klopp is a good manager, but I don't think they're a team yet. I don't think they're a team yet. And I think 6th or 5th, I think they'll finish. I think they're a good team, as I said. They've brought in a couple good players like Mane and stuff like that, and they're a very nice team, but I don't think they'll finish in the top 4. sixth position for Liverpool. And then we move over to the 5th position, Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, I don't think they'll make the top 4. I know they did have a very, very good season last year, but they finished 3rd. And whatever happened at the last season, I'm not sure. But yeah, 5th. That's what I'm going to go by. I do support Arsenal. I'm not being biased. I think they'll finish 5th. So there you have it. That was my 10th through 5. I obviously went with Everton at number 10th position. I've said in the video that they will have a decent season, and for some reason I still put them at 10th. I don't know why. They obviously got Lukaku, is probably their best player. They've got a couple other good players as well, but he is their main man, and he scored a lot of goals. I think it was like 29 or 30 goals. I can't remember. But they finished 7th. I said they'll finish 10th. They finished 7th, which isn't that bad. Very, very nice season for Everton. They didn't start off too well, but throughout the months and weeks went by, they picked up points and they basically performed well. Stoke City at 9th. They actually finished 13th. They had a poor season in my opinion. They've got a load of good players, but they just didn't perform well in my opinion. Their main man up front is Peter Crouch. Come on, Peter Crouch? Are you being serious? There's no way they're going to do anything with Peter Crouch up front. I think he was their top goal scorer. I could be wrong, but I think maybe Peter Crouch was their top goal scorer. Wow, just wow. 8th, I put at West Ham. I thought they would have had an amazing season. Obviously, at this stage, at the prediction video, they had Payet, which is obviously their best player. They had other couple good players as well, but Payet left. Most of their players didn't perform. Obviously, the new stadium didn't help either. I predicted West Ham to finish 8th. They actually finished 11th, which was 3 places below what I predicted. 7th, Leicester City. 7th, Leicester City. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. They was nearly relegated. And Claudio Ranieri, I can't believe he was sacked. Maybe it was the right decision because after he was sacked, they picked up points. But at that moment in time, him being sacked was just insane. Yeah, Leicester City had a very, very poor season. They actually finished 12th, which isn't that bad comparing to what their season started. And then to the 6th position. Yes, yes, yes. I put Liverpool. They actually finished 4th, which was actually very decent for them. They obviously get Champions League. Yeah, I just thought Liverpool would finish 6th. They've got so many good players. Sturridge, Mane, Coutinho, Firmino. But I just thought they might not, like, I don't know. I didn't think they would play as a team. I thought they were all like individual players. Like Coutinho will pick up the ball, take on a couple of players and lose the ball. That's what I thought their team was about. But Mane went flying. Coutinho was decent. Sturridge, obviously injury, so he didn't perform that well. He didn't really play many games. But they were decent. They were decent. 4th was where they finished. And 5th, I went Tottenham. 5th, I went Tottenham. I don't know. I don't know. I went for Tottenham for 5th. I just don't know what to say about that. They obviously finished 2nd. They were the only team that was close to Chelsea, challenging for the title. They finished 2nd. They had a very, very good season. And in my opinion, obviously, I'm going to make a prediction video for the 17-18 season. But in my opinion, right now, I don't think they'll do as well next season because their home games will be played at Wembley. And in my opinion, I don't think they play good at Wembley. So that's it. Guys, let's take a look at 4th through 2nd. Let's go. And then we move over to the top 4. I'm going to cover the 4th till the 2nd. So the 4th player, the 4th team, I should say, is Chelsea. I think Chelsea will finish 4th. They haven't really improved that much, if I'm being honest. They have brought one or two in, and they still have most of the players they had last season, which I think their mentality would still be the same as last year. I don't think they'll play well. I think top 4, the 4th position will be very, very nice for Chelsea. And then we have the 3rd position, Manchester City. Now, once again, they haven't really improved a lot. They brought in like Nolito and someone else. I can't really remember. Nolito. I don't know who the other person is. I can't remember. And I think they'll get 3rd. That's pretty decent. And then 2nd position, we have my team, Arsenal FC. I think they'll finish 2nd. Now, I'm not too sure about this. Maybe I am being biased, but I think we'll get top 4, 2nd, 3rd, maybe. I don't think we'll get 4th. I think 2nd or 3rd for Arsenal. It's a mix between Arsenal and Man City for the 2nd and 3rd position. So there you have it. At number 4, 4th position, I questioned their mentality in the prediction video. I thought they had the players to easily win the league, but it's the mentality that they had with Mourinho. Maybe they won't perform as well as they did in the previous years, but they won the league. It was Chelsea at number 4. I predicted Chelsea to come number 4, to finish number 4th. and they finished first. They won the league. In my opinion, that was an amazing season for them. They didn't start off well until they changed their formation to the back three or the back five, whatever it is. It was just amazing. Chelsea had an amazing season. Costa was flying, Hazard was flying, Moses was flying, Alonso was flying. Just amazing players, all performing well. And they won the league. It was just amazing. And there we go, our first prediction right. Look at that. Yes, yes, yes. I predicted Manchester City to finish third, and they did. Well done to me. Pat on the back for me. Third for Manchester City. That's where they finished. In my opinion, they had a decent season. The only letdown was their defense. Their defense is just terrible. Jesus Navas, Jesus Gabriel. What's his name? What's the striker's name? The Brazilian. I know it's Jesus something. I can't remember. He's just amazing. Aguero, amazing as well. Yaya Toure came back in the team as well. He performed well. They finished third. I thought they could have maybe finished second. They should be really challenging for the title, but for third, they should be happy. And then for second, I went with Arsenal. Oh, no. No. Yes, I actually did go second for Arsenal. I thought we brought in Granit Xhaka at the time of making the video, the prediction video. I don't think we bought Mustafi. I think they were the only two players. Obviously, we bought in Rob Holding as well, but not really like a main starter at that time. But yeah, Granit Xhaka and Mustafi. Yeah, we finished fifth. I say we because I'm an Arsenal fan. We finished fifth. And yeah, that prediction was way out. That prediction was just way out. It was one of our worst seasons, not in the Champions League for the first time in 21 years of Wenger's era type of thing. Yeah, we finished fifth, was very, very poor. But let's take a look at number one spot and let's see who I said. Let's go. And then we move over to number one spot. If you haven't noticed yet who's missing, we have Manchester United winning the Premier League with Mourinho's first season with United. I think they have got so many good players now. They brought Ibrahimovic, they brought Mkhitaryan, they've brought a couple other players, and I think they'll do very, very well this season. I can see them just performing so well. I can't really see them playing attractive football a lot, but I think they'll get results, they'll grind out results, and I think they'll get the points what they need. So yeah, wow. So there you have it, Manchester United at the number one spot. And as I said in the prediction video, I thought they would play amazing. Ibrahimovic, Mkhitaryan was like their two big signings. I thought they would rip defenders apart, and I thought they would perform well. And I did say in the video that I thought that they wouldn't play attractive football, but they would grind out results and they will win games. They had more draws than IKEA. They were grinding out draws like left, right, and centre. And they finished below Arsenal, and that was Arsenal's worst season ever. They finished below Arsenal. Now, they obviously did win the Europa League. They're in the Champions League and all that stuff, but they finished 6th in the league. Like, really, win the Europa League, yeah, that's fine, but you should be still concentrating on the league as well. The league form is the most important thing. They obviously got a lot of draws, a couple wins here and there, but most of them were draws. They didn't lose that much as well, but you want more wins than draws, and they finished 6th, as I said. I thought they would win the league. I thought Ibrahimovic obviously scored a lot of goals, but just him alone couldn't do much. Obviously, they had Rashford. He scored a couple goals here and there, but he went a long time without scoring. Mkhitaryan didn't come into in the team straight away, but when he did, he performed well. So yeah, that's my prediction. I thought Man United was finished first. They obviously finished 6th. So there we have it, guys. Tell me what you predicted 9 months ago. Tell me what you predicted, and tell me what you got right. Did you get any right? For me, I only got one, which was Manchester City, which wasn't that bad. I'm happy with one correct position. I'm very, very happy with that. So guys, if you did like this video, please comment, subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description, and I'll see you next time.